Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor. This is the second time I've tried to do this video and the stream stopped, so we'll see what happens. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with Internal Revenue Service. Welcome to my YouTube station. It's the home of the 5-minute or less video. I have everything in my head for the last 50 years, and I'm going to convey that to you within 5 minutes. So I worked for IRS for a decade. I've been in private practice for 4. As of August of this year, in a couple months, I will have been doing this 50 years. I am a national expert. I have a huge professional Facebook following that I have 4,000 people follow me. I've been on television. If you want to look at my website and my staff, go to 777irs.com and you can just see everything about me. I do these videos for 3 reasons: to give you insider information to IRS, to educate you, and to inform you. So today I want to talk to you about what happens if you haven't filed and you owe business taxes. So as a former revenue officer, I used to knock on doors and go out, and I used to collect and pick up returns for businesses. I've knocked out hundreds or thousands of doors, and so has my entire staff. I got a bunch of revenue officers on staff, and that's what we used to do. So the very first thing that you need to do if you haven't filed or owe business taxes, very important, listen to me, listen to me, listen to me, listen to me. You got to file all your tax returns, are business and personal, whether you can pay or not. When I knocked on the door of businesses, the first 2 questions I ask are: all your returns filed? Number 1, and number 2, are you making current tax deposits? What IRS wants to do is they want to draw a line in the sand and say, okay, you don't owe any more tax debt and all your returns are filed. Now let's work with the back problem. That's exactly what IRS wants to do. If you have money coming in, it doesn't help you to pay your back tax if you're not current. IRS wants to know you have stopped the problem itself. The other question you need to ask is, if you owe too much, you really need to continue with this business. You have to take a really hard look. Many times I've gone in, I've told people, hey, it's time you maybe need to shut down because you're really kind of running upside down. So you need to really think of that for those of you who are really running upside down. So anyway, what you need to do is, if you owe this back tax debt, like I said, you're going to file your returns, and then you're going to make your current tax deposits. And then what's going to happen, you're either going to call, or an IRS agent is going to come out. And if you owe a lot of tax debt, you really need to get representation like me or another firm. You really want to hire kind of former IRS agent revenue officers, because we kind of know exactly what the next step is. But this is what's going to happen. They're going to ask for 2 financial statements: a personal financial statement, which is a 433, and a business financial statement, which is a 433B. IRS is then going to inspect the financial statement. They're going to look at the bank statements, they're going to look at the income, and they're going to look at the expenses, and they're going to want to find out what your exit strategy is with them. What's an exit strategy? How do you plan to go ahead and actually pay the debt or take care of the debt? Now, when IRS comes out, they have to make a decision to do one of 3 things: put you into a currently uncollectible status, a hardship, which means you can't pay at this time, but penalties and interest run. They kind of kill the case for a couple years and come out a couple years later. That's called currently non-collectible, CNC, or hardship. IRS may put you in a payment agreement, and that's all based on your current financial statement that you give them on the 433B. But remember, they're going to ask for a 433A, which is the individual financial statement, to make sure this. Or you can file an offer and compromise to settle your business debt, even on 941 taxes. So anyway, if you need representation of any kind, usually former IRS revenue officers are the best, because they've worked all these cases like I said we have, but you're welcome choose obviously any way you want. But remember, the key is making sure all your returns are filed and you get current, and you'll be in the good graces of IRS. But more importantly, do you need to continue in business? And if you need an exit strategy to get out on the business, you know, you can let me know. I can tell you what to do. If this was helpful to you, if you leave me a subscription, I'd appreciate it. Subscriptions are very helpful for us because YouTube elevates us when I see, and I try to be really honest with you. Anyway, you can see me and my staff in the description below. Thank you very much.